Hello and welcome to Forgotten Temples, Cambodia. This is Asram, Eisei, and you saw from that opening shot there's a dirt path that goes past here. Now, I'm at Sambor Prei Kuk, right in the heart of a big cluster of temples. But before I start on this one, there's a few thank yous. Very quickly, won't take any time. CNE, Cambodian News English, run by a mental monkey of mirth, has been kind enough to carry my videos. So to him, you nutter, thank you. And also, and more importantly, is two ladies who wish to remain a bit anonymous. They have been kind enough to give me a small amount of money, which they've dropped into my Patreon account. And to the lady who gave me $20, it may not seem like much, but I worked it out. You've taken me 1,000 miles down the track, because that's how far I can get on in fuel. So that's hugely beneficial, and a big, big thank you. And to my one and only monthly donor. You're a sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you so much. If you fancy dropping a few coins in, Patreon/temples, patreons.com/temples, anything at all would be wonderful. But less of all that, because I've got something absolutely lovely for you. And it is this. It's old. It's really old, because the complex we're in, Sambor Prei Kuk, is one of the oldest. And all the temples here go back to the 6th century, 6th, 7th. And this one is unique. It's the only one of its kind. And what you're seeing is something you shouldn't be seeing, because what should be here is a tower, a brick tower. And this cell would be enclosed within that tower. And then inside the cell would be a statue or something of that sort that would be worshipped. Now, this has a history, and the Khmer Rouge raised their ugly head again, because believe it or not, this here is a hit from an RPG. That's a rocket propelled grenade, and these are bullet holes. I would suggest this one were probably from a .50 caliber, because it had an almighty thwack when it hit, which means the people that did this were directly there. What the hell were they thinking? I know, I'm in an ancient complex, you know, that religion I follow, and my parents and grandparents, and you know, everything and everything. I'm just gonna lob an RPG at it. The stupidity of man will never cease to amaze me. Like, war isn't bad enough. You have to go around destroying things like this. And it upsets me greatly. But it was built really well, wasn't it? Because that sort of whack can take out armoured personnel carriers, APCs, or lighter armoured tanks. But not our temple, oh no. And what is incredible here as well is this is all one bit of stone, and the roof is just one solid bit, as are the other sides. So this thing is really, really incredible. And although really strong, let me take you a step closer, because it is beautifully detailed. Right, and our 360 take us to the back side, and it's in the shadow unfortunately, but we can still see that this is made of one huge slab of rock. And I do wonder how they moved all these things. I mean, really, if you made it out of two, it would be so much easier to move, but they didn't. They took it on and they won. Again, we see the detailing at the top here. I don't know how well you're going to see that. Look at this. Isn't that absolutely fascinating? And it would have been the same at the bottom. Now, do remember, as I said in the opener, this would have been encased in a mighty brick tower. So it would have been hidden away. But it's absolutely stunningly beautiful, isn't it? Because it's so unique. We don't get to see them like this. Which leads us to the question, what is inside? As we head round to its front. And look at him. He's incredible. If you know sci-fi in England, he's a bit like the TARDIS, isn't he? Doctor Who's TARDIS, which takes him through space and time. So let's step up and see what he has inside. Well, we can see already what's missing here. And at the top there is where a lintel was, but has been stolen. I'm getting fed up with saying that word nowadays. But he's still here, that's the main thing. And inside, oh dear, it's like being in a cave, isn't it? It's really like being in a cave. But we can see that these walls are rough, so there would have been something on here. There would have been wood or something to make it that much prettier. It wouldn't have been left by this. But we can see it's just incredible, actually. I've never been inside. This is absolutely incredible. It's because these blocks, these stones, slabs are just so big. Some young fools have taken to writing on the wall, but guess what? It's all in the name of love. So do you know what? They're forgiven. It won't last forever, and you know, a teenager in love is a force not to be contended with, so I understand how they can be a bit strange. I was one once. And looking out, we can see, you know, those holes where the lintels would have been. And that's strange, because I've never seen that. They usually affix to the front, of course, but why these holes along the top here, I have no idea. It must have been something really strong that needed extra purchase so it could actually stay there. This is beautiful. I love it in here. This is really, really nice. And I'm quickly going to scan down to the floor, and we have a hint that whatever was here was directly here, because they've carved this little indentation, and it's very thin. It's a centimetre or something. So no detail was left. But what was here, I don't know. I wish I did. But unfortunately, it fled and it went out that door. So there you go. The beautifully detailed, intricate little flower of a temple, and oh so unique with its stocky style that carries the scars of war. But he's still here, 1,000+ years on, and let's hope he gets many thousands more, because this one has bumper bags of personality. This has been Mr. B, Forgotten Temples of Cambodia. As always, thank you very much for joining me, and until next time, I wish you nothing but the very best.